All right, so dividing by 0. There are certain things in mathematics that cannot be explained, and dividing by 0 is one of them. Here's the reason. Division is the opposite of multiplication. Well, we already know that. So if they have, let me just remind you about these. If I have 2 times 3 equals 6, that means that I can switch multiplication. It means 2 times 3 is the same as 3 times 2. These ending numbers are what starts my division problem. So 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. That's the same thing that they're going to do here. They're going to say, well, if you have 8 divided by 4 equals 2, if you have 8 divided by 4 equals 2, that's this one. That means that 4 times 2 is 8. Okay, and we know that because we've been listing fact families. So similarly, if 8 divided by 0 equals b, so let's say that b is the question mark. It just means 8 divided by 0 is some number. That would mean that 0 times b equals 8. So if we rebuild this the same way we did here, so remember my answers on my multiplication are my beginnings of my division. So my beginnings of division are 8. So my answers here are going to be 8. And so if 8 divided by 0 is some number, then that would mean that 0 times this number would be 8. 0 times some number would be 8, and some number times 0 would be 8. But anything times 0 is 0. So this does not work. Okay, because if I give you, let's say I give you some amount of things and I give it to you 0 times, well, I actually didn't really give it to you. I gave it to you 0 times. So anything times 0 is 0. So they're saying division is the opposite of multiplication. And yes, you would agree that 8 divided by 4 is 2. That means that 2 times 4 is 8. Similarly, 8 divided by 0 equaling b would mean that something times 0 would equal 8, and that's not possible. You can't do that. So however, 0 times b equaling 8 is impossible because 0 times anything is 0. Got that? There's no such b, no such missing number which multiplied by 0 gives 8. Yeah, it's impossible. So no value works for b, so we say that dividing by 0 is undefined. You cannot do it. Got that? Dividing 0 by 0 is also undefined, and here's why. So when we have this thing here, okay, we already knew that. So 0 divided by 0, so if I have 0 divided by 0 equaling some number, well, that would mean that this number is 0 divided by some number equals 0, and that these zeros would be the same answers here. So I would have 0 times some number and 0 times, okay, so 0 times some number equaling 0. That would mean 0 divided by 0 equaling b would mean that 0 times b equals 0. In this case, b can be any number because 0 times anything is 0, right? So if I have a variable which is a missing number, that variable can only be one number. But 0 times a million, let's say we want to put a million there. 0 times, if I give you a million things and I give it to you 0 times, I gave you 0 things. If I gave you one thing and I gave it to you 0 times, I still gave you nothing, but you could put multiple, I could put any number I wanted to in there for b. In this case, b can be any number because 0 times anything is 0. So you could say that b equals 1 because 0 times 1 is 0. And you could say that b equals 10 because 0 times 10 equals 0. Too many values are possible for b, so we say that it's undefined. We can't do that.